Welcome to day 77 of our BitClout journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And today we're just going to talk about a few things that took place in the BitClout world yesterday. Number one, I made a post about how NFTs and BitClout could kind of come together. And, the idea was something that me and you were both talking about, Brian, and it's an idea that I think could really work. Whereas so right now when you go to like Rarible or OpenSea to buy or list an NFT, you have to pay these huge Ethereum fees, gas fees in order to get listed, in order to, transfer them, you got to pay more gas fees. And they can be like hundreds of dollars depending on what time of day you mint your NFT. And, like you enlist an NFT, it could be a one of one where there's only one in existence. You could do one of 25 where you sell 25 of the same piece of artwork. And I think BitClout has an opportunity here to actually do something that kind of changes the entire NFT landscape, in that they could use a BitClout blockchain, which gas fees would be, nominal. It would be like probably pennies, if even, in order to mint an NFT. And then the other thing I think could be cool is, what if you took an NFT and every NFT that you list on BitClout is essentially a one of one, but you can own pieces of that NFT or have ownership rights in that NFT, kind of like with a stock or like a creator coin. So what if you could buy NFTs like you do creator coins and people on BitClout? So an artist posts an NFT on BitClout, and the first person who buys gets in that low dollar value. It starts out at $0. If you want to buy 2 creator coins, it's probably going to cost you like $5. So if you buy 2 NFT coins in this NFT, it'll probably cost you $5. The next person who comes along is going to pay a higher rate for the same amount of creator coins or NFT coins in that NFT.
Yeah, just right along the bonding curve, just like a creator coin.
Yeah. So like, what if we did that? And maybe you could say if you own set a minimum limit of coins in that NFT that you have to buy in order to have ownership rights in it. And ownership rights gives you, puts your name on the blockchain, and it also gives you the right to, display it in a digital picture frame, or, it just gives you the ownership rights that you would get from buying any other NFT. If you own a portion of it, you get those ownership rights. So as more people buy into this NFT, the price is going to go up. And along that line, people are going to sell to take profits, just like they do with creator coins. I just think this would be an awesome way to help new artists and established artists sell their arts as artwork as NFTs. Because number one, the gas fees would be, pretty much nothing. But number two, the fact that it's going to be along a bonding curve means that pretty much every piece of art you'd put up, you'd probably sell at least a little bit of it. Somebody would probably be willing to pay $5 for 2 creator coins in your NFT. And if more people like it, they're going to pay more. And the price will go up until it reaches that point where that's going to be a fair market value once people start.
And I just want to cut in, because we know that something's coming. We know that NFTs are coming to BitClout. It's actually in the white paper. It actually describes the fact that you're going to be able to sell posts. So like an NFT.
So we don't know what.
Let me continue.
Okay, go ahead.
We know that that's in the white paper. We know that there's been talk among many of the main developers that NFTs and BitClout are going to come together. Exactly how they do this, I don't know, but I think it's going to I think it's going to be bigger than what people are thinking. And I think it's going to make BitClout it's going to take it away from just a social media platform and make it into like an entire way for creators to monetize their work other than just by people buying them. And again,
that's what Brian thinks. Like, we don't know, and very few people other than Diamond Hands and the core development team probably know what the NFT announcement is going to be. We do hear it's coming soon, like maybe as soon as next week.
So anyway, getting to the point of what he brought up is that Ed made this post, and Beam actually gave it a diamond. So she read it and gave it a diamond. So that's just another interesting tidbit from the NFT area. And I think there's going to be an announcement. I'm thinking next week, but it could be maybe 2 weeks, but I'm thinking it's gonna be next week based on everything.
And by no means am I saying my idea is the idea that they're running with. I'm just saying that this idea is something we've discussed between ourselves and with others, and everybody seems to love the idea of, it's like a rebirth for NFTs if something like this could be done. And I think it would solve the problem where, there's so many artists who just don't have the money to pay in order to mint their NFTs. And also, you don't want to mint an NFT if you're unsure if you're going to get even a few dollars for it. If you can mint it for a few pennies and then sell it for $5, you sell it for what it's worth. It's kind of like makes everything an auction along the bonding curve. And I think you could, you're not really selling it, you're going to recoup the founder reward just like you do with creator coins. But maybe the founder reward would be higher for NFTs since it's kind of like paying artists back.
Yeah.
So the other news,
I think we're all going to be excited. I think an exciting announcement's coming. Go ahead.
So the other news, there's two other things in news we're going to talk about. The New Yorker had a really long and elaborate article on BitClout. I think it was on, I don't know, I think it was on the 9th.
It was yesterday, yeah. So yesterday, the New Yorker, pretty much the first major newspaper to actually dive into what BitClout is. I mean, we had other articles where like TechCrunch kind of published kind of a pseudo hit piece on it. But the New Yorker, you could tell that the author actually dove into BitClout, like used BitClout, understood BitClout, and it wasn't negative. I mean, it brought out some of the concerns, but overall, it was a very positive piece in my mind. And it discussed Sigil and BitSwap, which we're going to get onto, we're going to discuss in a minute. But it kind of brought up the fact that this is actually a new type of platform that's really making waves in the crypto space and in the social media space.
Yeah, the article was really cool, and I like how Sigil was in it as well. And the final piece of news we have today is, Brian.
Yeah, so Sigil, we all know that BitSwap's about to launch, and it's going to be either the first or second out exchange for BitClout, depending on exactly what the timing of the other announcement's going to be, which is probably going to be blockchain. But anyway, what he brought up is that, sorry, my son's in here. What he brought up was that,
hey Finn, how's it going, buddy?
The way they're going to differentiate from these other platforms, these other out exchanges, is that they're going to actually link up with BitClout. So you're going to be able to sign into BitSwap with likely your BitClout identity ID through the BitClout identity process. And you're going to be able to connect your account to BitSwap and then transfer that way. It's going to be such a smooth process. And something else I think that if I was running BitSwap, I would be looking into is, why not create a platform to buy and sell creator coins as well? I know you're probably thinking, well, that's like, why would you do that? You can do it right on the platform. But what if you wanted to buy or sell a coin without having you have that founder fee? Or if you say I owned a coin of somebody I really liked and I believed in, but I needed to get some extra capital and I didn't want to cause their coin to plunge, you could basically sell it to another person that wanted it and wanted to hold it. And I think there could be a market for that, because some people want to sell creator coins, but they don't want to disappoint the person that they're selling creator coin in. So something for maybe BitSwap to look into.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering how Sigil will kind of differentiate BitSwap from the other exchanges, because it's only a matter of time before it comes to the exchangers. So I think he's doing that. I really do. So I think that's a good place to leave off on day 77 of our BitClout journey, and we will talk to you tomorrow.